What's up, guys? Welcome back to another iPopcorn for That review. I'm Chris,
I'm Nick.
and this time we're talking about Joker Part 2, Folie Deux.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. He's a monster.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
But yeah, this is the sequel, obviously, to 2019's Joker. Same director, Todd Phillips. You know, we're a little late to this one, so the press is kind of out about this one, but we're going to give you our opinion, and maybe we'll have something interesting to add. What is this movie about?
Arthur Fleck is institutionalized at Arkham, awaiting trial for his crimes as Joker. While struggling with his dual identity, Arthur not only stumbles upon true love, but also finds the music that's always been inside him.
That is not a good setup, I don't think. Like, if I read that, I'd be like,
I don't want that.
It's a Sunday cheeseburger with
I don't want
a
that.
fry and a drink, or you can order a number 5.
yeah. So I'm interested. I just got out of this. You saw it a couple days ago, but I'm interested to see what you think. It seems like the world's verdict is out, and it is that nobody likes this.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
Right.
You know, the general consensus is that nobody likes this. But I had a unique experience with this that is hard to compare to other movies that I've seen recently. So, but what do you think about the movie as a whole? If you can say something about that.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it's getting shit on pretty hard, but I didn't think it was that bad. Well, I didn't think it was that great either, though. I mean,
So I think I'm kind of right there with you. It's because I went into something like Megalopolis with really high expectations. I really left like deflated and disappointed with that. I went into this because I saw it kind of late with such low bad expectations that I kind of was like, meh, some things about this are not that bad actually.
Yeah.
But it is a lot more of a musical than I was expecting. And
Yeah.
if you go into this not knowing that there's a lot of music in this, you might not like that. It is certainly a musical, and it certainly takes the plot in a direction. This just feels like it's made from in a lot of ways, made from a whole different cloth than the first movie. And I don't know how recently you've seen the first. Did you like the first Joker?
I haven't watched it, and it's like since it came out, but I liked it alright.
I was surprised that so many people, that there was so much like controversy about that one, because I actually did enjoy it. It was just like, I think people were saying that this is going to incite some kind of, I think that was like the big complaint that I was hearing is like, what is this going to encourage? What is this going to awaken in the incels of the world or whatever?
Society.
I don't know. Yeah, but I didn't really share that concern all that much. Or that's not. I just think art is art, and you should be allowed to make movies about this if you want. So I liked the first one a lot, and I like this one less, certainly. Mm-hmm. But the reason this was such a unique experience is that I kind of was like feeling mixed in the theater, and I left the theater not loving the ending, which I'm not going to say anything about yet. But I left the theater not loving the ending, and then the more I thought about it, I kind of started to come around about the ending, actually.
Yeah,
and I want to get into that in a little while, but
I saw the ending coming from like the first time it showed a certain character, and I was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I like Brendan Gleeson in it. I think he's,
Brendan Gleeson's great.
He's great.
How about you, Arthur? Do you still think you're a star?
Joaquin Phoenix is good, of course. He can sing as he's shown in other movies. Walk the Line and Walk the Line. I was gonna say Walk Hard.
Walk Hard.
Yeah.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
Classic mix-up.
Of course, Lady Gaga can sing. Like, and the songs weren't terrible. It was entertaining.
It felt like every song was kind of done to death. So you'd hear a song, and then it gets done and then done and done and done. And every song you hear, you're going to hear snippets of that over and over and over and over. So they kind of puts a lot of earworms in your head, and depending on how you feel about these songs, you might not like that. So I can see how the musical element is a little weird for people are mixed about it. And a lot of the early parts of the movie, some of the singing at least starts with people like whispers, like everything's
Right.
very quiet and they're raspy and like
Sing hallelujah. Come on, get happy. Ready for the judgment day.
And I was like, there's a little grating about that. But once they let Lady Gaga loose and let her sing to her full potential, same thing with Joaquin Phoenix too. Once they let those people just sing to their full potential and let their, let show off their pipes a little bit, it's a lot better to me. So it didn't bother me that much, but I had some little critiques here and there. But I kind of want to get into spoilers. So would you recommend this movie to people, or would you say not so much? Or
if it's something you think you'd be interested in, like it is like you're saying, more of a musical. So yeah, if you think you'd be into that, then sure. If you enjoyed the first one, I don't know. It's hard to say because like people who like the first one are saying this is dog shit and all that. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Liking the first one might not be a great indicator of if you're going to like this one or not, because it does take you in a different direction for sure. So, enter at your own risk. But it seems like everybody's kind of already gone and seen it. This is going to make a lot more money than something like Megalopolis. So
yeah.
But yeah, so for spoilers, well, this isn't barely a spoiler, but first of all, I actually liked that opening sequence. Like, it starts out like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and then it's the style of like kind of like Hanna-Barbera or something like that, or like Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that little story at the beginning is a nice little visual representation of what's going on in the movie. Like, he's got the Shadow, and his Shadow is Joker, the Joker character, and then there's Arthur Fleck, who's really just this like sad, mentally ill person who's dealing with his own struggles, and the Shadow kind of does whatever the Shadow wants, devil may care kind of attitude, and then he's the whipping boy. The real Arthur Fleck is the whipping boy for whatever the Shadow decides to do. So the cops are beating on him, and then the movie starts in real life. But I was really enjoying the opening sequence, and I was really not expecting for the very first thing that hit me to be something I enjoyed a lot about this movie. I liked that. I didn't realize how much of it was going to be Arthur incarcerated.
Right.
But it is a lot of Arthur just spending his time in Arkham Asylum.
That's most of the movie, honestly.
Did you like the Harley Quinn? I think her name's like Harleen Quinzel, yeah. But did you like the Harley Quinn character, like Lady Gaga's performance here? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think her performance was good, but the character, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird.
It's a confusing movie, right? It's kind of hard to talk about. Her character, I think, ultimately, the spoiler of it is her character ultimately is somebody you're not meant to like, because she's kind of just like a grift or like an opportunist or something. Like, she's just like cosplaying as somebody with daddy issues. Like, her dad died, and I'm just such a crazy. Yeah, I'm so crazy. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Yeah. I burn down apartment buildings. It's not like a big deal. My dad's dead, but it's not like a big deal. I just burned down apartment buildings. It's not a big deal. And then like none of that's true. And she's actually just a psychology or psychiatry student, and she admitted herself into Arkham Asylum, and then she just checks herself out whenever she wants to, and she made it seem like, oh, I've got to go. And then ultimately we got we got somebody else breaking Joker's heart, and there's kind of it's very rushed. It's like an infatuation story, not a love story, and I can see some people not liking that because this all happens very fast. They barely know each other, and it's like they're full blown. Like, I would die for you. I would dive into a vat of acid.
I think he is for her, but she's kind of just playing, manipulating.
But they're both broken. Yeah, they're both broken in different ways. But she's like manipulating. Yeah, she's trying to like encourage the evil part of him and encouraging him to be Joker and not be Arthur Fleck. Mm-hmm. And so ultimately, she's not in love with Arthur Fleck, and we find out in the harshest way. And that actually I felt something from that. Like he had that last opportunity with her, and he's just so like, it's almost like he's, not to say he's innocent of anything or whatever, but he's in that moment he feels like so naive that he thought like he had a chance to just have this perfect life and run off and everything. Mm-hmm. It's not that complicated of a story. You've basically got like I said, it starts out with that animated sequence. He's in Arkham Asylum. It's the trial that it's like 2 years after the events of the first movie, and he's facing that trial, and his defense is that he's got multiple personalities, and I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit, I gotta say. But I think ultimately it doesn't really bother me as much as I thought initially. That just gets used in things a lot, I guess. Like, people have multiple personalities in so many different movies. But I guess I don't mind. There's the Joker personality in Arthur Fleck, and it suits the way this movie's meant to be set up, where like there is a very obvious difference when he takes on that role of Joker. There's a huge shift in like his confidence and everything. So he's being defended by Catherine Keener's character, Marianne Stewart, and then I thought this was interesting and very spoilery, you know. But Harvey Dent is the prosecuting
the
attorney, and so here's the thing. For me, I want to see what you think about this. For me, Harry Lottie or Latte playing Harvey Dent was like one of the worst characters for me, and I think I don't know if it's down to the direction or whatever. He was like grating to me. What did you think about that?
I didn't really think one way.
Or did you not really care?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I saw a lot of people were talking shit about him being a terrible Harvey Dent and all this. So I was like, I mean, he just seemed like he was playing a lawyer to me. So I couldn't really.
He just got this like real cocky swagger about him, which I guess is like supposed to suit. You know, Harvey Dent's supposed to become a villain, so
yeah.
I guess it's fine. It just something about that character bothered me, but maybe it bothered me in the way it was supposed to. You know, he's not meant to be liked. Zazie Beetz coming back into this movie from the first one, I thought was kind of pointless, and I thought that the amount of time spent in the courtroom did drag it down a little bit. I don't know. Look, it is a little bit more courtroom drama than I would have wanted. But once he starts putting on makeup and starts defending himself and fires his lawyer and everything, it does get a little wackier.
It gets a little foghorn leghorn going.
There's not a whole lot more to it. It's all about the trial. They have on witnesses that are from the first movie. His coworker, and that one kind of the coworker one, and the fact that he's being fed information about how Lady Gaga's character Harley Quinn is lying to him and manipulating him is just I think she's like a representation of one of those women who like writes letters to serial killers in prison. You know what I mean? And so it's not meant to be a good look. And so he's jaded about her being mean in the Joker character to his former coworker that he actually liked and was nice to him at the time. It's like it broke the shell. It like cracked the seam between Joker and Arthur Fleck. And so now he's suddenly remorseful and repentant and everything. And on the last day, when it's closing statement time, he basically is just like, you know what, there is not a Joker. This is all a sham.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there probably wasn't. It's like he's getting confronted about him not being funny, and he thought his Joker persona was funny, but it is really just him. It's not a split personality is kind of the way I was thinking about it.
Yeah, and, you know, if he wanted to go on TV and do, I guess I won't go into too much detail. But
he is like mentally unstable for sure. But
yeah, he's, you know, and it's sad. Like, it's not meant to be like you necessarily hate him for it. It's like he's a broken person.
Yeah.
And but I thought that was a real humanizing moment. Maybe people are going to see that as not good, but I just kind of liked that moment where he finally confesses and just says like, yeah, I mean, it's just me. It's Arthur Fleck that did this stuff, and it's all on me. And then somebody like car bombs the frickin' place. I don't know. Which the only reason I saw that coming is because of the trailer, and I wish they had not put that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because I didn't necessarily see that coming. He's laughing at being convicted, and somebody attacks him, and then he gets like carted off away from this person to separate them, and that's the only reason he doesn't die. But a bunch of people die, and then you see Harvey Dent with the scarred half of a face, and I was like, so the only time that he spends free in this movie, am I right? Am I forgetting something? The only time he spends free in this movie is he walks out after the bombing and is free for a few minutes and goes and talks to Lady Gaga on the staircase that he danced down in the first movie. She's like, nah, I'm only in love with the illusion and the Joker, and I'm just a piece of garbage, and I'm gonna see you later. And then he gets apprehended again, and like I don't know, I kind of lose the timeline, but at some point he gets abused by the guards. He's in solitary confinement. Everything's going bad.
Yeah, it was before all that. But yeah,
the ending is the polarizing. I don't know if the ending is the polarizing part, but I could see a lot of people thinking the ending ruins this.
Right.
But the ending is it says like somebody tells him he's got, and I guess it's only been a little while, like a couple days, that he's been apprehended again. He's in Arkham Asylum. They tell him, you've got a visitor, and he's going down the hallway, and some other inmate stops and tells him a joke, and the punchline of the joke is him getting stabbed in the stomach to death.
Yeah.
And I missed this. I missed something. So I left the movie thinking, man, that's a little like bold. I mean, bold certainly, but a little crazy to kill Joker at the end of Joker Part 2 because we haven't seen anything involving Batman. Like, what's the deal? But then I was thinking more about it, and I'm like, well, the guy that stabbed him is like cackling at the end. And then I literally like read, I was like, maybe I'm missing something. And I skipped to the end of the Wikipedia thing, and it says like he carves he carved a smile into his face. And I didn't see that. I'm like only looking at Arthur Fleck's face. So I missed that he's carving his face. So this is, I mean, I guess this is all a setup for, like, this is the guy who's the inspiration, like the mythology behind who is really going to become the Joker we know, right? I mean, is that essentially what's going on?
It's two different universes. Like, they've said it's different universes and stuff, so it's not really connected, but maybe it is a little homage to that. But
it just, I'm not saying they're going to make another one, but it feels like that's the idea, is like, Joker is an idea. He's the start of the idea, and then this guy takes it to this one step further, carves this, and maybe that's the one that interacts with Batman.
Yeah.
In a future.
Yeah, because I think like the first time it showed him in the movie early on, I don't know why, but I was like, oh, he's gonna shank him later in this movie. He's for sure gonna kill him. I just saw it come because he was just like looking at him like, you're a fucking piece of shit. And
yeah.
like,
what was I don't really remember that character earlier in the movie. Actually, I remember like the character
they show him when they're sitting
with. But...
Yeah, but they show him when they're sitting in the day room like watching TV or something, and he's just kind of glaring at him. And I didn't catch his name. Taylor said that they called him Jack, and I think in the comics the Joker's name is like Jack White or something. I could be wrong
Jack
with that.
White.
There's two things you need to know. All right? I'm the king. And number two is, look out, man! Look at that, they're coming at you. You see that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... So I don't know. Maybe he is the one who comes to be like the Joker in that universe, and actually...
It would make sense to me, even if there's never another, and I kind of hope there's not another movie to follow this
I don't
up,
think
but,
there will be. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense for there to be, but like in this world, there is a Batman. You know, we see him as a child in the first one. He plays a role in that movie, and that's not the direct doing. And I don't know the comic books well enough to know, but like in the first movie, the killing of Bruce Wayne's parents is not done by Joker. It's done by somebody inspired by the all the riling up that's done around the Joker case and Joker doing that on live TV and all that. So it kind of does. It's kind of a nice, if you think about it, it's kind of a nice setup because it's like, well, he didn't really do the thing that incited the Batman thing in the first place, but he did the thing that started the idea. He lit the fire.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the thing, he kind of lights this fire that's his own undoing and kills him. And so maybe like Harley Quinn now finds, in my like head movie,
Right.
In my head movie, Harley Quinn goes and eventually finds this new Joker who like blows a hole in Arkham Asylum and escapes or whatever. You know, make up your own story. But that's how it makes more sense to me, because otherwise this Joker has so little to do with Batman at all.
Right.
But yeah, I was just expecting to leave the movie theater like with a puke bag in hand and like having a hard time composing myself at how horrible this horrible movie was. It wasn't quite like that. I have notes.
Yeah.
You know, but I kept finding, like, looking for the thing that made it so hateable. Is it just the music mostly, you think? Or is it the ending, you think?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
I thought it was pretty middle of the road. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But yeah.
What would you rate this movie then?
I don't know if I want to go like a 5 or I'm gonna go with like a 4.5, I guess.
I'm a little higher than that. I'm really surprised. I was thinking this would be, if Megalopolis was a 3 out of 10, I was thinking this was going to be a 1.5 out of 10.
Right.
I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
I think it's a little better than okay, actually.
Yeah.
I know I probably made it sound like I liked it more than that. But I just liked it so much more than the 0 out of 10 that
it seems to
that
be
I
getting.
anticipated. So yeah, I think watch this and judge at your own risk what you think about it.
Yeah.
Whether you like the first one or not, but I would watch the first one first. Certainly, you need the point of reference,
context for sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let us know what you thought down below. I know most people are going to disagree with us, or at least probably like it less than us. But if you And maybe somebody out there thinks it's a 10 out of 10, and we would
Yeah.
like to hear from you as well, and your reasons why. So, but yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button and hit like down below. That helps us know you like what we're doing. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks.
See ya.